So today's tutorial is a banger, but before we check it out, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't yet. Pickup music is the fastest way to learn guitar. We drop lessons every week from the world's best guitarists filmed right here in LA. With that, let's check out today's video.
Hello, it is day 10, the final day of this awesome masterclass, and I have a very, very difficult exercise for you today. I call it guitar math because when you play it, it'll feel like you're doing algebra. Here it is. Yes, guitar math is right. It's probably more like calculus at this point. The idea of this exercise is to break normal patterns. We all have patterns that we go to, like a lot of times I'll do a movement like this. While that lick is awesome, I tend to do it too often. And the way to break kind of guitar habits, we won't call them bad habits, but just normal everyday playing habits, is to find practice exercises that disrupt our normal pattern of playing. And this exercise definitely falls into that category, and rightfully so, we saved it until day 10. So starting out, it's actually pretty simple. It's still just a major scale, but it's how many notes we're playing and the fact that I'm legatoing it that makes it the most difficult. So we're gonna start, we're in G major. We're gonna start on F sharp though, and we're just gonna play 3 notes per string. So you're gonna go F sharp, G, A. Now we're gonna catch B with our first finger on the A string. But instead of going through the scale, we now go back to G. So the idea of this is every time you start on a note, you'll play 4 notes up and then go back 2. So then we go G, A, B, C. Then we go A, B, C, D. Hilarious. Then we go back to B and go B, C, D, E. Then we go C, D, E, F sharp, and so on and so forth. So where it gets really difficult, when you get to the G string, you'll play A, B, C. Then you'll play D on the B string using your first finger, so that's on the 3rd fret. Then you're gonna go back and play B, C, D, E, and this is where your fret intervals change, which makes it a little trickier because instead of having these whole and half step intervals, you're now playing full whole steps on the B and the E string. So that's D, E, F sharp, G, E, F sharp, G, A. And that one seems to be the trickiest for me, is playing this E, actually not E, playing this F sharp here, and then squeezing all the way down to G, and then playing G, A, and B. So now let's talk about this right hand actually before I get back into it. So you're gonna wanna pick once per string, and that's how we're gonna get into legatoing. This is the best way that I found built my hand strength to really get comfortable with legatoing. So if you notice, I'm playing like F sharp, And I'm not picking again until I get to B. Then I'm even still hammering on and legatoing through the A string when I go back to G. So I'm just catching like the beginnings and the end of the pattern, but the notes in between, I'm hammering on, pulling off, hammering on, pulling off. And when you start to play that at a higher speed, it turns into full on legato. And that's kind of where I developed the technique to then slide between notes very fast. And eventually you can play as many, 5, 6 notes and very minimal picking, kind of letting your left hand do all the heavy lifting. So I didn't walk through the entire exercise, but let's go ahead and play it together note by note so you can kind of get the hang and the feel of how it goes. And like I said, so you're going to play 4 notes, then you're going to go back 2 notes, and that's just the repeated pattern. So let's start from the top. We're going to go all the way down, then we're going to come back up. Now we're going to go back down. So you're going to play 4 notes and then go up 2 from B on the high E string. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is her whole exercise right there. When you're playing it at slower speeds, you'll probably alternate pick it, but as you speed it up, you want to try to find how many notes you can play in a row before you have to pick again and lose the momentum to have to regain the momentum. It's weird because when you're coming up from the higher strings to the lower strings, remember you're fighting gravity. And so it actually takes just a little bit more strength and concentration to go from the higher strings to the lower strings as you're playing a very intricate pattern while also going up the guitar neck, which is, it's pretty difficult. So yeah, this exercise is tricky. Take your time on it and find ways to even make it your own. Maybe you change some notes. Maybe you play 5 notes and then go back 3. There's so many ways you can start to evolve these exercises to target the weak points of your playing. If you notice that when you're picking, you always, hit a note too hard or not hard enough, or your notes are uneven, then you can focus specifically on picking. Or if your right hand is always hitting the wrong notes, you can focus specifically on playing scales slowly and accurately. When you find these weak points and things that you mess up often, don't be afraid to target those things and be uncomfortable and mess up and hit a ton of wrong notes and get off tempo. All of that is okay because the practicing is only going to make you stronger when you actually go out to play and hang with other people, especially once COVID is over. All we're going to do is want to hang and play and chat. And so now is the perfect time to lock in, practice, and get all of the foundational and fundamental stuff out of the way. This has been an amazing journey with you. 10 days, 10 exercises to building speed and playing faster. I appreciate you for sticking with it, practicing. Do these exercises every day if you can. It's 10 exercises. If you did, all of them for 5 minutes a day, that's still not a lot of time out of your day. And I promise after even 30 days of that practice regimen, you will see a big difference in your accuracy and your speed. This is Justus West signing off.
Thanks for checking out today's tutorial. For more lessons like this, make sure you subscribe to Pick Up Music and click the bell so you receive notifications if we drop a new video. Peace.